What's up, Miniatures Paintbrush Legion? Welcome to a new episode of Backlogs. Okay, we've all been there. Out of the corner of our eye, we go to the shop and we see this brand new box of something that we really want. And, well, you know, we kind of fall for it because that's how we do. Well, after a while, those boxes keep on adding up, and we have this backlog, or pile of shame, which some people call pile of potential. I do like that. But here is mine, and I'll be showcasing others along the way. So this way, if you have a backlog and you'd like me to showcase it, we could talk about it. All right, let's go down to the table and see what I got on for Warhammer 40K. Alrighty, so here we are. Here's the gaming table built. If you want to see how I built the gaming table, you check up here. All right, so where is it up here? I can't tell. It inverted on the camera. In any case, let's get started with my pile of shame. You know, we all have that moment. We all have that itch. Wow, that's a cool model. I need to pick it up. And then we keep on doing that, you know, wash, rinse, repeat. And a lot of us don't paint at the rate we buy. I mean, unless you're Vince Venturella. I don't know how you do it, man. But here I have my pile of shame. Hopefully you don't feel as bad as your pile that you have on unpainted miniatures when you see mine. But I don't want to be alone in this. So if you have a pile yourself, give me a message down below. Let me know. Let's hook up. I want to see your piles of shame too. And maybe you could put my shame to shame. Anyway, we're going to get started here, and we're starting in the order of Warhammer 40K. So this video is going to be all about my Warhammer 40K miniatures only. That means I am going to have another video on Age of Sigmar. I have enough Age of Sigmar miniatures that would warrant that as well. There's a reason why my friends call me the store. All right, so, but in any case, we're doing it in the order in which my wife finds these things interesting. In other words, she picks out what pile or army we're going to do first. So we're going to start off with Nurgle. All right, so my Demons of Nurgle are not going to be featured on this video because that's going to be for the AOS video. But we're going to start where I started first. Now here we have the ultimate Warhammer 40,000 box set, the Dark Imperium. This is where I started my journey with Warhammer 40K. And it has one of the worst boxes I've ever had for Warhammer 40K. Because you see, it's like, look at this thing. It's flimsy. Really? Well, the real stuff is in here, in this box here. Now, not only, because I'm terrible, not only do I have the Dark Imperium Death Guard in here, which is an absolutely great, I mean, it was awesome when it came out. But I also have the Wake the Dead Space Marine models, but we're not going to do this. On boxes like this that are bifurcated, in other words, there are two armies in there, what I'm going to do is just showcase the army that we're doing right now. So all I'm going to talk about here is the Dark Imperium's Death Guard half. So I'm going to add up some points value to this. I don't know if we can add up the monetary value, but definitely the points value. We're going to get into that as well. So there is that glorious box that started the hobby for me completely, and the Dark Imperium was it for me when they came out with the Primaris. That's how I started, not that long ago. So there is that. We have that one box right here. I'm going to set this aside right there. And again, we're just featuring the Death Guard today. All right, so here I have a combat patrol, all right, in which I have Typhus right here. Now, I bought everything in this box because I wanted the Poxwalkers, even though people seem to not like the Poxwalkers, but, you know, I think they're not so bad, not terrible. I love their lore. and that's what I go for. I love their look, that's what I go for. I do this weird thing when collecting miniatures, which is I just go for what looks cool. It's the rule of cool for me. I lose most of my battles for 40K, but if it's not cool and it has great rules on the board, guess what? I'm not painting or buying it. And that's just me. So we have some Plague Marines here, some Poxwalkers here, Biologus Purifier, which, oh no, that's terrible. I mean, good for you, but terrible for me. So we have a Biologus Purifier and a Typhus, Herald of the Plague God, in here as well. Now, the problem with this box for me is that at some point in time, I forgot it existed. So I got myself both a Typhus and the Biologus Purifier. So these are two boxes that I don't need anymore. If you want to buy them off me, just send me a message down below. Let me know if you need these two, because I certainly don't. Hey, if you want to contract me to paint these up for you, definitely contact me or leave a message down below, and I'll be willing to offer my painting service for you. For these guys right here, if you are interested, we'll work out a deal. But putting these aside, because I'm reserving it for one of you people that are going to pick this up. But yes, I have these in this box set, in this Combat Patrol over here, Death Guard, which is absolutely amazing. I did not read off the things that this box did contain as far as the Death Guard. Let me see. We have one Lord of Contagion, one Noxious Brightbringer, one Malignant Plaguecaster, 7 Plague Marines, a Foetid Bloat Drone, and 20 Poxwalkers, because Poxwalkers. I have a decent amount of Poxwalkers. Now, when it comes to Horde armies, if you're going to play it like that, 120 is the way to go. It's about like the entry level for a Horde army. 120 of your infantry chaff units is definitely a blob so big that it's really hard to get off the board. So, I mean, it really entrenches people into that. Okay, so let's pick up something else. All right, what do we have here? Ah, yes, the Plague Burst Crawler. I love this thing. One thing that that Death Guard suffers from is long-range attacks. So these are a must in my list anyway, because I want to get you out of the comfort of your back line. I want you to make this a priority target while my slow, very deadly plague comes marching towards you ever so quietly. They say that the Death Guard is super quiet. It's eerie quiet, right? So this is going to blast you from afar while I sneak up on you. I think, what are you going to do with one of these constantly knocking out swaths of your army? Or is it swathe? If it's a swathe, and you say swathe, because I've heard in a lot of English, as in British English, people call it swathes of people. Here in America, we call it swaths. Or am I wrong completely? If you know the way to pronounce that correctly, leave a comment down below and educate the educator. All right, so let's talk about another thing. I don't want to bring Big Daddy here just yet. Terrain. Let's talk about a little bit of terrain. I am going to include some of the terrain because it is a kit, and I am going to paint it, and it's going to look lovely. I'm not going to cheat and do a whole bunch of, I'm not going to do a one-cheek job on it, if you know what I mean. You know, just one cheek, not both. So I want to make sure that I include these as well. So you're going to see some terrain with it. And when I do terrain, I like to do an entire table's worth, right? I'd never just do one piece of terrain and call it a day anymore. Like maybe when I was a lot younger, but now, if it's not an entire table, like what are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, this thing, the Miasmic Malignifier, which is looks pretty cool. It has 3 lumps, like Nurgle's 3 lumps, not lady lumps, but you know, Death Guard lumps. We have Death Guard lumps going on there. You got a nice little furnace going on. I like that. I love all the malignants in it. It just looks so creepy and nasty. You even have like a brain or guts coming out of the side of a building. Come on, that is classic Death Guard, which is making me excited. I'm going to put this over here. All right, so next up we have, let's go through the small stuff. Look at these small cloth. This thing is so cute. Oh my gosh, if you look back, way back into the beginning of this channel, I did do a Christmas episode where I featured this guy, and I still have him. Okay, so this is the army I got when I started 40K. So this is the army that's going to have a lot of old miniatures that I haven't touched yet. I decided to do the Tau before I did the Death Guard, so that's interesting. Okay, over here we have First Strike Warhammer 40K starter set. Just a cute handful of more Poxwalkers, as well as some Marines, Plague Marines as well. And again, I'm only going to talk to the part that is the Death Guard, and I'm not going to mention the Marines, because then later on in the video I'll mention all the Marine half and all the stuff that I have to do with that. But that's a separate thing. That's a separate thing. I think I'm going to do all the Marines together, because I can build so many different types with it. Anyway, we're not talking Marines. We're talking Death Guard here. Let's stick to Death Guard. So this box right here has three Death Guard Plague Marines and 6 Death Guard Poxwalkers. That's going to add that onto that. Now it's kind of funky because one box has 7, this has 6. I think I'm going to have some Poxwalkers on the side here, but you know, who knows? Maybe I'll use them for like Zombicide or something like that. I know I said Zombicide. I don't actually own Zombicide, but I'm about to pick it up. I digress. All right, next up onto the list is going to be the Death Shroud Bodyguard. 3 miniatures over here of heavy-hitting, scythe-wielding grossness that has a lot of different options to build. I can do the Mortarian Silent Reapers, or I can do the Death Shroud Bodyguard. Either one is acceptable here. Okay, so I'm going to put that onto the side as well. I can imagine this table is going to get quite filled. All right. So next up over here, you got your Plague Marines, Nurgle's Festering Sons over here, and there's a lot. See, when it comes to Plague Marines, you have so many options, which I do like. They're a very unique flower, each miniature you build. The only thing about that is an issue is that you can't tell who the leader is. Everybody's so special and so highly detailed that everybody looks so special. Everybody looks like the captain. Like, you don't even kind of know which one is the captain here. Like, I can't tell looking at this box who the leader is going to be. It could be the people. I think it might be the one with the bells. The thing about the Death Guard is some of them use sound to progress their illness. That's interesting, right? So you know you can cough something up, it's airborne, right? You know bloodborne, that's, you know, obvious, right? But sound? Yes, they manipulate sound as well. I was watching a channel called Wes Hammer, and I found that out. Wes is pretty cool. One thing I do want to say, Jay from Eons of Battle, you don't have a backlog. You just don't. It's so minute. Come on now. You paint more miniatures than I've ever seen anyone do. But I'm going to get onto that. I'm channeling your vibe right there. So, Jay, if you're watching this, it would be amazing. Plus, if you go to the Nova Open, let's hook up, man. Let's play a game or something. Let's hang out. I would love to interview you. I like to interview people at the Nova Open. Painters that I do admire. So there's that. All right, so here we have the Collect, Build, Paint, Play, Easy to Build, Death Guard, Lord Fedius, and the Tainted Cohort. Honestly, I picked this up because of his smile. His smile is ridiculous. He looks so happy with his file down teeth that are yellow, and his sensor that's doing a whole bunch of gook. It looks absolutely amazing, and I needed to have that. He has like one of those perma smiles. You know, you ever have one of those? I did. Second I got married, and I still have one. So there's that. Perma smile. That's what that's called. All right, next up we have, let's get some big boxes here. Let's get some, ooh, that sounds nefarious. All right, over here we have, I'm not even gonna do that one. I wanna do this one first. Over here we have a real old one. It's called the Death Guard Infection Cluster. All right, this is the original Christmas box, Battle Force box that I picked up. And this thing's amazing. Okay, so it has another folded bloat drone, which now I'll have two, right? We have some more Plague Marines. That means there's gonna be a lot slogging up the board, you know, right behind an entire swath of all of those little chaff units as well. So we're going to have those, and then a line of this, and of course we're going to have we have a Plague Surgeon in this box as well. So neat. Now the thing about having this folded bloat drone as opposed to the one that comes from the Dark Imperium, the one in the Dark Imperium only comes with the gun set, but in this one is the full kit, so you can get the absolutely epic roller mincer of death. I don't know what to, I don't know how else to say that. It's just this rolling thing with a whole bunch of pincers and whatnot to grab and drag and mulch up into that. It's like one of those. It's one of those machines that crush everything, like an ultimate crusher that has all those steel barbs that just crush anything that goes in there is going to crush. So that's what it looks like right there. It looks like it's going to be a gory mess and absolutely glorious. And another Plague Burst Crawler, which is absolutely amazing. You have the Plague Burst Crawler again sitting on your back line, constantly just wiping out unit after unit or damaging unit after unit, softening everything up, being a target that you're gonna just have to deal with, or you're just gonna get run over, okay? So yeah, deal with it, right? So there it is. And that's the Death Guard Infection Cluster. Great box. Absolutely great box. 7 Plague Marines, 5 Blight Lord Terminators, 1 Floated Bloat Drone, 1 Plague Burst Crawler, and 1 Plague Surgeon in this box. Again, we're gonna have to tally up how many points of Death Guard I have, but that's gonna be later. I truly don't know because I haven't played this army yet, so I don't even, I don't know. All right, so next up over here, we have the Plague Fester Warband, all right? And the Plague Fester Warband is cute because it has another Malefic Blight drone, which is super cute. I'm thinking this is the easy to build kit as well, because I don't think there's too many options for this. I think the gun option, no, there's only one gun option, so there's only one option for this. So I can imagine, I haven't opened the box yet, but I can imagine that it is one of those easy to build kits. It just makes sense from the business perspective for them to do it in that manner. All right, so next up, 7 Plague Marines, more Plague Marines. Disgustingly resilient over here. We have a Plague Marine Icon Bearer, which is always good because it has, you know, you can attach it to a unit in 10th edition, and then, you know, it gives everyone benefits. I think it's re-rolling ones, which is awesome. Then you have the Plague Champion, which, in all honesty, I think I have another one of those as well. So I think I'll have 2 Plague Champions. So I might be selling one of those as well. Now the thing about the Plague Champion is, like I might sell it or I might not with the Plague Champion, is that it has Sassy Nurgling. And Sassy Nurgling is so cute. It's so cute. It has his hand on its hip. It has his head to the side. Like, girl, don't even mess with me. Oh, it is so cool. I remember Paul Conti as being the person that turned just Sassy Nurgling, just the Nurgling, the small little guy, into a Demon Prince on a big old base with a whole bunch of skulls and stuff. Like, so cool. Conti's awesome. We went to and shared a hotel room. I think it was in Nova Open 2 years ago, so this way we can go to a convention and save some money because, you know, cool dudes hang out. So yeah. Yep, and that Plague Burst Crawler, making that 3, no less than 3 Plague Burst Crawlers. I have 3 tanks. I have 3 tanks on my back line just shooting you from across the board. Do something about that, and if while you're occupied doing something about that, my people are just going to get closer and closer and closer and just wipe you out because we're hard to kill. So there's that. We're going to slog up the board. All right. And that's about, no, that's not it. Of course not. I have to have the Primarch. Now, I didn't get the box set with the Primarch because there was a Christmas box with Mortarion in it. But since I already had one, I didn't really see the need to have another one. And it's not like I needed any more Plague Marines or I needed any more Poxwalkers or anything like that. I have a decent amount over here for this force. I'm not saying this is my only army. I have Space Wolves. Like I have Tau. Geez, do I have Tau? Right. So yeah, those are already painted and basically done. But I've never played this, so that's gonna be. I didn't need the extra ones right now. This is a good start for me. It's like an entire army, but it's a good start. I wonder how many points are in here. And then Mortarion. Every time I look at Mortarion, though, all I can see is Richard Gray's rendition of Mortarion, which he said he drew these eyes on there that were haunting. They were so realistic and disgusting, they were haunting. And since 3 is a number of the Death Guard, the pupil had 3 pupils in it, 1, 2, and 3. So this way it gives the number of the 3 and it glares and it's so awesome. But he did that and he regretted doing that. He did such a good job on it. He said it detracted from everything else. Just those eyes itself are absolutely haunting. So Mortarion is here and everybody I know who painted Mortarion saying this is an absolute beast to paint. Absolute beast to paint, which of course I'll tackle this. Are you kidding me? Oh, Mortarion, glorious. Oh, so amazing. Okay, so this is my Death Guard army that I have right there. And I do have that that other Sassy Nurgling, but I didn't think I pulled it out. I think it's over here by my paints and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to consolidate that, but I do have it. I do promise you that. All right, so that's it for the Death Guard. That's 1 out of, I don't even know how many armies I got here coming up. So there's that. Catch you on the next one.
All right, so the audio on this was lost, so I'm going to have to do it this way. I do apologize. So this is an Orc Stompa, the Kill Team Octarius set, which has commandos in it. I can't remember off the top of my head all of these, but I do get a little long-winded on some of these. Here goes the 9th edition Orc Army set, which had quite a few new models in there with the snake bites. I'd actually had somebody wait online across the country to get that for me. Prophecy of the Wolf. Ironically enough, I love Ragnar Blackmane, and I never did paint it up. But you got Gazgil Thraka in there and a whole bunch of other orcs as well. We have this Combat Patrol. Again, more snake bites. This quite recent, in which I acquired this one. And next up, what we have here is I think that's a boarding patrol. It is indeed. So more commandos. We have some freebooters in the back there. Some flash kits, that's what it is, as well, within there. The old combat patrol, which definitely has the Defcopters and the mechanized unit as well. And people really like that one. Although they didn't like that they had both shooty and stabby orcs put together in one box. I have 3 of these plain units. One of the reasons why I collected orcs exactly was because of that. And then we have orc boys because you have to have a lot of orc boys. Like, I never read the Codex before I did this. We have one of the leaders on the, I forgot his name, actually. He has that thing. We have Mega Knobs. I do know this one. So they look pretty cool as well. Again, I do apologize for not having the audio here. Some more free Buddhas, well as, what is that? All right, with some bikers. And again, I lost the audio here. I'm really sorry. So we have, you see there, some of the vehicles. I do want her to start a speed wah, which is going to be fun to be able to do. So you need a lot of vehicles. I think I got one of every vehicle for the speed wah, including trucks, transports, all kinds of things, as you can see here. And, you know, the squig buggy, which is very good, the snag-a-wagon. I love the names of these things as well. I think this is, and then the Def Cup, the Trike, I think, or something like that, Def Killa Trike, which is another boss. The boss seemed to have the claws, the big claws that you see there, as well as a transport. And there's a snag-a-wagon, or snaz-wagon. I have quite a bit of orcs here. I think it's a insane amount of orcs. I thought you needed a lot of orc points because they were cheap, and I got a lot. Here goes a Gorkanaut or Morkanaut. I can do either or, whichever strikes me the flavor. Maybe I'll magnetize that one. All right, you got the Orc Herder with the Gretchen. There, that's fun. And then you have a wall box. So there's that as well. A lot of fun here doing the orcs. It's so much fun. Now to go on to the next part.
Alrighty, so I moved the orcs over there to give me some room over here because this one's going to be a big one. Here are the loyalist chapters of Space Marines that I have. Oh boy. And I had to clump them all together because, well, there's just so much. And I kind of just, I don't know, I want to make this a little short video, not, 20 hours long, but who knows what's going to happen here. All right, so anyway, we're going to start off with, let's do some iron hands. Let me see what we got here. I think I got something over here. We're going to try to organize, yeah. Iron hands, which is not a lot at all. And these, I can say on prefaces this with, this can be just any Marine, really, because if I need heavy intercessors from one box, I'm just going to pull it for like my Space Wolves or something like that and just build them. But this is just what I have, so I'm just going to throw that. This is the hodgepodge units. I kind of like the units in these boxes. I'm not going to really, I don't think I might start a force of them, but we're going to start here. We can start with Iron Hands, this box right here. Oh boy, when I saw this box had two Redemptor Dreadnoughts, two Redemptor Dreadnoughts, which is always awesome. Should I build a Iron Hands force? I could. This is a good start to Iron Hands. However, well, I don't know. The black scheme is done to death. There's several armies, like, the Ravenclaw? Raven Talon? Something like that. They're all black, and I do like them. And then, of course, the Black Templar is all black. And then you have the Marcher Iron Force. These guys are all black. So I just don't want it to be too redundant. But then again, it does make it a lot easier to have these units in the other armies and interchange them. So if I build one, I could essentially have all of them. I think that's what I might do. I might baby paint all of these black, nondescript, so that they can fit into a Raven Guard, which I don't even have Raven Guard models. But I like the aesthetic. I do like the aesthetic. And all this talk about having the Primarch back in the outer reaches. Oh, and he's affected by the warp. A big old Raven coming in. Yeah, that's kind of Jimmy and my jams. But over here, they lost their Primarch. And I'm Primarch crazy. So, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I have these models here. And these models have intercessors. 3, 6, 9, 10, right? Yep. So you have 10 intercessors over here, two Redemptor Dreadnoughts. I do like the Redemptors. And they have plasma. They would work really well for Dark Angels. And then Iron Father Pharaohs is here as well, plus a Primaris Tech Marine. So we have a lot of Tech Marines going on here because, you know, they love the, flesh is weak. So they like their mechanical stuff, and they augment themselves. Not to the level of the Mechanicus. They still retain their human form, just augmented, say, like Mars Light. Possibly that. All right, so we're going to start off with that Iron Hands. I'm going to put this over here to make as much space as possible. Another strike force that I picked up was, oh yes, the Yellow Boys themselves. Speaking of Black Templar, we have the Bastion Strike Force, and this was the March of Iron Strike Force. So I have this one over here as the Bastion Strike Force. And yeah, we have the Imperial Fist, staunch Guardians of Terra, which is just a whole bunch of Marines with the upgrade sprue for the Imperial Fist. I have no intention of building Imperial Fists. Not crazy about their color scheme. I've never been crazy about a yellow color scheme, except for orcs. That might be a thing because the green contrasts it, but the yellow with the skin color, I mean, you do have the red, but it just doesn't Jimmy my jams, doesn't flip my flams. But what they do have here is heavy intercessors, which is really cool. Got those weapon options here, and I believe we have, let's see, 15 of them. So in complete, you can fill out an entire heavy intercessor field. That you have 3 units of those complete, and that's one of the reasons that I bought this, because if I just want to have a heavy go whole heavies, oops all heavies list, there it is. And we have 3 aggressors. Aggressors are always very good. You could have the flamers or the bolts. I like the bolts because the easy to build kits are the flamers, I think, is automatic. So I do like the bolts to have some variety in there. The upgrade sprues comes with quite a few, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 18 shoulder pads and 2 Crimson Fist arms that have special bolt pistols. 2, not Crimson Fist, I'm sorry, Imperial Fist. Imperial Fist Power Fists. You have some shield heraldry. You have very unique Fist's head, which are kind of interchangeable right there. You also have some iconography for the Iron Fist with sextants and other kinds of things like that. Really cool stuff here for the Bastion Strike Force. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. Moving on to the next one. Let me see. Shall I do specifics or generals? Okay, no, I'll do very specifics. We're going to start over here with Black Templars. I like the Black Templars. I like chapters that don't follow the Codex Astartes. Oh, wait a second, I forgot this. Iron Hands upgrades and transfers. I did buy those just in case, which I might have to sell. I don't know. All right, so we're going to put that on the side as well. Forgot about that sucker right there. So much stuff over here. So Black Templars are right here. Pretty cool stuff over here. So we have here is 4 Primaris Neophytes, 5 Primaris Initiates. We have the Black Templars Primaris Crusader Squad, which that's what it is. Primaris Sword Brother, with 4 Primaris Neophytes and 5 Primaris Initiates. Then we have a Redemptor Dreadnought, another Redemptor Dreadnought. You see the theme there? Oh. We have the Emperor's Champion, which is in here. And I believe I bought another one. Oh, I keep on rebuying stuff because I don't know what I got and I keep on shopping. I have an Emperor's Champion here somewhere. I know I do. So, I mean, my loss is your gain. If I have another Emperor's Champion here, I can definitely sell that off to anybody who would like to buy one. I thought I had it right here, but I guess not. Buying so much you don't even know what you have. That's how it is. I'm sure I'll find it. I'm going to stop searching. Okay, over there we have the Emperor's Champion in this box set, which is totally cool. Totally cool. And that Redemptor Dreadnought. Pretty cool stuff. Of course, it had the Codex and everything else that comes in this box. Oh, the Black Templars. Black Templar Army set came with the Codex. This is a release box. Actually picked it up pretty cheap. I think I picked it up for $120. Yeah, I couldn't pass on that deal. And that got me into the Black Templars. Not as big as Jay from Eons of Battle. Jay, we have to do a show. We gotta get together because I would like to paint minis like, you know, knock them out as you knock them out. All right, continuing Black Templars, we do have the Black Templar upgrades and transfers. Not really a miniature, but definitely upgrades that I can use. You have that shroud I could put in there, but I think this box comes with it, so I don't know why I have more. I know why I have more. So I can convert regular Marines into more Black Templar Marines. This is exactly why I have a lot of them. All right. The High Marshal Helbrecht himself. Gotta have Helbrecht. Gotta have the Breckie. My man, this guy's story, his legacy, ever since he was a child, people thought him to be the Star Child, you know, thought him to be like the Emperor reincarnate. And his legacy is absolutely insane. You know, he bested everybody at every turn and every corner. He is the golden child. The Emperor himself said there's something special about him and he's to be protected. So definitely the chosen one. Definitely has the chosen one complex too. So Helbrecht, I'll put that back here. Let's see what else I have here. A Castellan, a chonky boy. I like this chonky boy right here. He reminds me of that artwork of the Castellan of Black Templars, just standing in there. I definitely taken from the original artwork and made into this. Really cool. He has a big old skull kind of stretched onto his pauldron, and he is so chonky. It's good to have a chonky person on board. I can definitely relate with my own chonkiness. I'm going to put this here to the side that it doesn't fall. That would be great. Okay. Black Templars, Bayer's Revenge. I'm killing an orc right here. Love this mini. It's the commemorative series. I think I picked it up for $45, and it's going for a lot more now, because a lot of people do the conversions because they have him killing what seems to be an orc boss. Yeah, stabbing him straight through. So flippin' cool. Can't wait to paint this guy up. Oh, Black Templars. I love your ornate stuff that I get to paint up. All right, next up I have some Sword Brethren. Yes, more sword brethren. You can't go wrong with some sword brethren over here. I love that they go with their capes and everything else into battle. They look pretty cool. And you only need one of these sword brethren to accompany a crusader squad. One of these, and we'll be good to go. So that's very interesting. And you're going to see I have a lot of crusader squads coming up over here. So sword brethren was a must purchase. Must purchase sword brethren. I'm going to put you all the way over to the side here. Next up, we have a Primaris Crusader squad over here. You get those neophytes and all the sword brethren, dude. Yeah, you got like just like the army box. You got another set over here. Just more is better. I like foot sloggers. We got some foot sloggers going on there. Now I may need some tanks to transport these guys. I need dedicated transports. That'd be nice. But I do have dedicated transports and coming up. That's foreshadowing right there. Okay. Next up, Chaplain Grimaldus and his retinue. I love that part of the Imperium is being dragged on one of the servitor dudes. And you have another one with a brazier, just like blessing things. And another one with this, I mean, the bones are holding on to the emblem of the Black Templars. So cool, so ornate, all the details, all the things. And I love painting. Now, if you look at the banner over here, it looks like that poor Bones, it looks like it's being tortured, but it's not, because I'm sure that guy dude died a long time ago, unless they actually put him on there alive and squeezed him so tight that it broke right all to the bones and completely ruined his flesh and everything else. And he just died a martyr, all happy and screaming in pain. That's what it looks like. I think that's what happened. Maybe he was I don't know, maybe he said, you know, he didn't like corpse starch or something. I don't know. Heresy, go on to the banner. Represents everyone. I don't know. Interesting. Be an example. Not even in death does duty end. And the guy, the servitor with the holy water and the brazier, he has like holy water being pumped into the reservoir. I think, you know, just clean yourself with holy water and more comes up, like a cat feeder. You know, you take a little bit of water out and more water comes down. Oh, that's so insane, insane. This one dude holding on a piece of the Imperium with the Aquila. I'm crazy for the Aquila. Has this huge hand holding on to this piece, and that's exactly what you're going to need to hold on to a piece of marble. It's insane. It's insane. Okay, now get into those transports. Okay, so we have Combat Patrol Box right here, which has a dedicated transport. And, well, it was so good I had to get 2. Now, you know my favorite number, right? Yeah. So I had to get 3 of these Combat Patrol boxes simply because I like my Crusader squads. These are great. I got an extra one there making 4 Crusader squads. So I can foot slog a whole bunch of guys going into combat, which is great. And the Crusader squads are interesting, the regular Primaris Marines, because they're kind of neophytes. They're not exactly Space Marines yet. They went through trials so that they can become full-blooded Black Templar sword brethren, but they're not quite there yet. So they don't have a full armor or anything like that. And one of the things about Black Templar is they don't really follow the Codex Astartes, so anybody can join. They will put you to work anywhere. They're a righteous crusade. They're a religious crusade, thinking that the emperor is God incarnate, even though if the emperor actually denounced that so much that he burnt, he trashed the favorite city of Lorgar, which turned him into the Horus heresy and bit him in the butt, because he just did not want people to worship him. He thought religion was just going to unfocus people, start wars, and cause division among the people, and sow chaos, especially for the especially devout, and that they should believe in science and technology and not into deities. which, you know, with the Geptus Mechanicus, he went, you know, a little bit crazy with that. But the Black Templars believe he's a god, so, and that's just the way it's going to be. They believe in the Imperial Creed. That Lorgar, the one that started the Horus Heresy, the one that is the worst, I think, person in all of Warhammer, the Primarch Lorgar, for the word bearer, simply because he was the first person to of the humankind to actually worship the chaos gods in a major way, only because the emperor turned them down, shut them down, and said, "You're not being efficient enough. Stop trying to convert people on every single planet." Yeah. So we're to make an example out of him, he just completely destroyed his favorite city, the city that was most dedicated to the emperor. The emperor came by and slaughtered everybody and said, "Look, I'm not a god, all right? Stop worshiping me already. Stop it." Black Templars did not get the memo. Did not get the memo. But in their own way, they're superiorly devout, and they have a legion. They don't have a Codex Sextaris where they only have 1,000 Marines. No, they're a legion. It's one of the legions that stayed on, them and Space Wolves, that also do not follow the Codex. They can have as many people as they want, only because Black Templars are devout. They're so devout, they're not going to turn against the Emperor no matter what. Any hint of heresy and they're dead. That's it. They're done. So there's no way around this. Anyway, with this, I have 3 dedicated transports, right? And I have some intercessors. I have some Primaris intercessors with these as well. I believe there's 5 in there, making this 15 just here, so I don't have to worry about converting many Primaris intercessors here, because I have everything I need. I don't think I'll ever field more than 15 of the intercessors, or 15 any other ones. Of course, I'll have a lot of Primaris Crusader squads, because I can. That's how we roll. All right, and of course I have 3 marshals. I don't think I need 3 marshals. Correct me if I'm wrong, but since I have this box, I have 3 marshals. So if I only can have or field 1 per army, I could commission 2 of the other ones and paint them for your army if you want, or I'll just sell them if you're interested in any of them. But if I can field all 3 in 10th edition, let me know. I will paint them all up. However, I'm gonna have to like green stuff and sculpt some stuff so they can look different. All right, so Black Templars, and we're doing all kinds of Space Marines here simply because they're Space Marines. I mean, I can convert most of them into anything. Like I can make all the other regular Primaris Space Marines into Black Templar if I wanted to, or Space Wolves if I wanted to. So there's that. All right, next up, what should I do? What should I do? Should I go Plain Jane? No, we'll go to some Space Wolves over here. We'll go to Howling Good Time. Do some Space Wolves. We have the Wolf Guard Terminators, which I think these might be X soon. They might get rid of them because they're small and stubby. However, they don't say they're the new Terminators are Primaris Terminators. They just call them Terminators. They're Terminators with scale creep. This is what they have. So I don't know. They don't have very specific Space Wolves Terminators out right now, but that doesn't mean if this is the addition, if Leviathan is the addition of Terminators and what came into that, maybe we'll get some Space Wolves specific Terminators. That would be awesome. I'd still build and paint these, which is absolutely amazing because I can't not. That's pretty amazing. All right. Okay, there's my Space, my first army right there. Let's see what else I have over here. I bought this when it came out. Torvlad Orcsbane is a Psyker for the Space Wolves. And it's just a regular Primaris Psyker. I think for the first Psyker that they came out with. I'm not sure which edition that was in, honestly. It could have been, I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me know, comments down below if you know where this Psyker came from. And this is for Kill Team. It has its own rules and everything else. But you can use it in 40K. So we're gonna gotta get on with that. Okay, what else for the Space Wolves? Of course I have Tooth and Claw. Tooth and Claw, which over here, this is upside down. I'm going to have to open and switch this. Tooth and Claw. That's better. This box is open simply because I actually shared the Gene Stealer parts out of this. You're going to see that I have only the Space Wolves half in this box. Ooh. You got that? Wait, hold on. I don't know. Sometimes the boxes make funny sounds when they close them. All right, so here I have the Primaris Battle Leader Herald Ice Pelt, which is now just a lieutenant. That's just what you call it, but he was a named character when he first came out. He was Harold Ice Pelt, and he was supposed to be one of the trusted people for Ragnar Blackmane. In this box set, for Space Marines, we have Space Wolf Primaris Battle Leader. Again, that is the Harold Ice Pelt. We have 5 Space Primaris Intercessors, 3 Primaris Aggressors. Over here, they look like they have flamers. I wonder if they have the bolters, or it's easy to build kit. 1 Space Wolf upgrade sprue, which I have several lying around. I think I have 8. 1 Space Marine Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought. That's another Dreadnought. So we have 4 Dreadnoughts right now. Redemptor Dreadnoughts. And I think that's it, aside from the Space Wolves transfer sheet, which I have a billion of those as well. Within this box, Space Wolves, man. My first love are the Space Wolves. Tooth and Claw. Speaking of Space Wolves, I have another box set over here somewhere. Some Hybum. Oh, that's not it. Oh, I'm getting there. Did I put it over here? Possibly. I don't know. It's the one with Ragnar Blackmane that I picked up last time. I wonder where it's going to be. Hey, babe, can you cut that? So I found it. It is the Prophecy of the Wolf. Now this came out before when I was talking about the orcs, but now I'm going to talk solely about the Space Wolf half of this box, which has Ragnar Blackmane. I had this on pre-order, and when it first came out, before you can get them anywhere else, and yeah, I dragged my feet, and I did not build my Ragnar Blackmane, which I call my Ragnar Blackmane because I love Ragnar. I think he's so cool. The youngest Jarl, I call them Jarls, of the Space Wolves. Great omnibuses if you haven't read those. Okay, so over here we have 10 Space Marine Infiltrators, Ragnar Blackmane. So that's all you have there. So 2 units of Infiltrators and Ragnar Blackmane in this box right here. Not too much, but it does come with Gagskull in this box, and of course Ragnar, which is my boy, as my boy Raggy. All right, next up, let's get into more specific Space Marines before we get into Ultramarines, which can be anything. All right, I think it's time for some Dark Angels. And here I have the Deathwing Knights. Love Deathwing Knights. You can do them with the hooded cowl and the faces, and then you could do them with their mask. I'm going to do 1 of each. Of course, I have 2 boxes here. I know, not 3. Isn't that crazy? I have 2 boxes only. All right, 2 boxes of these guys right here. I do have some miscellaneous Terminators as well that I can convert, because after I do 2 of these, I don't think I can do much else. And then we have one of those creepy little guys. I think they're called the Watchers in the Dark. Creepy little dudes right there. That is with the Dark Angels. What is up with them? I have no idea. I don't think anybody really knows what the Watcher of the Dark is. So we have 2 boxes of Deathwing Knights right there. I'm trying to squeeze this over here a little bit. I'll get Torvald Oaksbane over here. Buddy, stay put. Okay, so over here we have an upgrade transfers for the Dark Angels. And that's where it had the shoulder-mounted las cannon, a plasma cannon, which I'm definitely going to upgrade my Terminators with. Another Watcher in the Dark. Those are so creepy, so creepy. One of the things here, it has one of the biker's tails for the Raven Wing, I think a Deathwing. So it's pretty cool. And plenty of shoulder pads and stuff and gribblings. That's pretty cool. I love the iconography here, and there's plenty of it in this box set over here. Okay, so we're going to put that over there. Not really a model, but still a box. I'm going to put this there. Okay, next up, the big man himself, Mr. Lionel Johnson, the Primarch of the Dark Angels. Forest walking as it may. I am so crazy about Primarchs. Anytime a Primarch comes out, I kind of want to get the Legion. And he has two of those creepy little dudes. One dude is just holding a scabbard, and the other one's holding some kind of, some iconography. I don't know what that is. But just walking around with his little retinue on his base. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Love Lionel. Can we get Russ this year? That would be great if we can get Russ. All right, let's see what I got here. Any more? Yes, I do. I have Azrael, the Supreme Grand Master, which I think it's kind of redundant now. Yeah? Because now with the Primarch back, he's not the Supreme Grand Master anymore, right? Or is he? I don't know how that works. But with the Primarch there, it's kind of weird. You know, the same thing happened when Gilliman came back. And, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, but I had to have them because, you know, I'm a completionist and that's how I roll. All right, let's see. Do we have any more Dark Angel stuff here? We do. Okay, let's go. Asmodai, Master of Repentance. Honestly, I got him because of his name. I love the word Asmodai. Hey, Asmodai, how you doing? I don't know. Asmodai? Yeah, I'm here. Well, I'm thinking about attendance. If one of my kids and my students would say, Asmodai, I would say their name all the time. Although I do have a Nicodemus. I'm not telling you who that is. And I'm not telling you if that's first, middle, or last name either. But yes, I just think Nicodemus is a cool name. So, pretty honored with that. All right, and then we have Master Lazarus. He likes to raise from the grave. No, I don't know if he does or not. I don't know Lazarus' story very well, only biblical sense. But yeah, yep, he's Dark Angel. He's a Master Lazarus, so I think he's like one of the heads of the Dark Angels, and that's all I can say about that. And that's all I can say about that. And of course, it wouldn't be Dark Angels if we didn't have some Hellblasters. So I have Hellblasters in the Dark Angels kit. Pretty cool. There it is. And we have some upgrade parts in here as well. More Gribblies. I love Gribblies. It's pretty amazing. For the Dark Angels right there. I'm looking forward to painting up some Dark Angels. I'm looking forward to painting up all this stuff. Like, I'm not going to lie. Who am I kidding? I'm a Warhammer addict. Okay. That's putting it mildly. Oh, there we go. We have another thing from the Dark Angels. Let's go. All right, I recently got this one, the Ravenwind Dark Talon. It doesn't sell you much over here, so let's open it. See what it looks like. Hopefully they didn't send me something wrong. Like, I don't know. I didn't check these things. I just buy them and in the shelf they go. Doesn't we all? Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is it. Let's see the famed wings. There they are. There they are, doing the black scheme with the white wings. Oh, this is going to be so good. Oh, so much detail. I can't keep this out for long because I just want to build it. And I need to plan out how I'm building my things. And you're going to help me. I need you to vote to see which army or what I should focus on this time. But my wife's included in that vote. You know, she kind of is like, has a very heavy weight on what I paint next because she's so cool and I trust her decisions very much so. As all of you should. You marry the person, you should trust their decisions. Anyway, that's just me. Or if not, don't marry them. let's get into some Space Marines. I guess these are your regular Space Marines that are non-chapter specific. So those were all my Dark Angels and Black Templars and Space Wolves. That's what all that was. Let's go into regular ones, which can be Ultramarines, because I do have Gilliman, and I might have a Force. I guess everything that I have extra that doesn't fit anywhere else, I can just make an Ultramarine. So, 500th store opening, Primaris Lieutenant, which is a Stalker bolt rifle he has, which has a special profile, master-crafted Stalker bolt rifle. That's a mouthful right there. Looks pretty cool. It has half of his helmet off. Like, I didn't know till this model came out that the top half of the Primaris helmet can come off with the bottom half, the mask, being stuck on like that. That's pretty cool. Alrighty. We have a Primaris Chaplain on bike. Yes, I do have some bikers, and, you know, having a biker trapper, you know, there's always a chaplain, like when you have like most of these biker crews, you get a chaplain in there. Ooh, and I like that you have the face you could put on there. You can actually have them with a face instead of the skull mask, but I don't know which one I will do. I kind of like the face. I don't know. Do you like the face chaplain on bike, or do you like the skull mask? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And I do check all my comments, so keep them coming. Also, if you have a pile of shame to make me feel better about myself, please share that pile of shame with me, so this way I don't feel so bad about collecting all this stuff. See, look, it's not just me. All right, and then, although I do have to say, I think I have the largest backlog in all of YouTube. I still think that that's a thing. I mean, in box, that is, at the very least. Okay, so here we have, Emil, why don't you come over to the States and paint one of my armies, will you? You can take, I don't know which one you can take. I love painting, so I don't know. It wouldn't be a speed paint. I'd have to put all my love into this. A Primaris Apothecary, which I cannot take in the Space Wolves. There it is. And I'm not sure if there's any Apothecaries in the Black Templars either. I'm not sure about that. I think they just rely on prayers. Their chaplain does their thing. Anyway, if you can't go in any of those two, it might go in the Dark Angels or in the Ultramarines. So there it is. Definitely if I have two Apothecaries, I'll do that. Although point-wise, it only brings one person back. It's okay. Put them with a squad of Hellblasters and bring one back per turn. All right, next up we have a Primaris Tech Marine, which was in the plastic, and then they sealed it up in a plastic twice over. That's what it looks like here. Like if I open this plastic, there's another plastic underneath. So weird. I feel like I'm opening this, but I don't know if I should. Should I open it? No, I'm going to leave it alone. I have more control than that. Apparently self-control is not my thing. But it is a thing, and I you know, realize that that's a thing. I'm very happy for people who have that. All right, so okay, so let's go through these. All right, we're going to start off here with a Terminator squad, and that is the new Terminators right here. Termies coming in. There's another set. I only have two of those. I think I have two. Yes, I only have two of these, which I don't know where they're going to fit in. I don't know. They might go into the Black Templars. Maybe, because I have a decent amount of Dark Angels ones. And then I'm kind of holding off for the Space Wolves one. I think they're going to make a Space Wolf specific one, so I shouldn't do that. So I think that's what they're going to do. It might end up in the Black Templar army. We'll see. Roberto Gilliman, the excellent tactician. Although if he's running the entire Empire, I don't see why he could be on the battlefield. But this sword is the Emperor's sword, and it perma-kills demons. They don't go back to the warp. They're just perma-killed. which is pretty cool. And I like him. He's a cool dude. I read a couple of novels about him, and yeah, he seems like a really chill dude. Really chill dude. He has to be. He has the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he's loving it. All right, some more Primaris Hellblasters here. They were painted up as Eddie Marine, but I don't know. I don't know. This might be Dark Angels territory, and just have another one. I have plenty of upgrade screws, so that might be there. All righty. What else? There's more. Let's get into the big boxes, because these are the small fry. These are all small fry. I should make room here, because this sucker is going to really do its thing and do a number here. Okay. Okay. Time for the big boxes. Okay, get that Raven Wing here over here too. Okay. I think you're okay. I believe you're okay. You'll be okay. All right, good. Alrighty, time for the Spearhead Force for Space Marines. Right here we have all the jumpy boys. We have 15 jump pack intercessors, which is enough for an entire squad, an entire army there. I have 3 Outriders and the Invader ATV Quad Invader. So that's interesting with that. People got a lot of hate on this thing. I think it's kind of cute, you know, very Mario Kart-like. And then we have the Jump Pack Captain, which looks exactly like all the other Jump Pack people with some filigree. Didn't take a lot of effort there. All right, so that is the new Jumpy Boys that I didn't want to get at first, and then I wound up getting anyway because I am weak in the knees for these things. All right, so Interdiction 4, or Space Marine Battle Force Interdiction Force. Interdiction Force has a Primaris Phobos Captain. Go Phobos Captain, which you can see in the Space Marine 2 video game. So that's pretty cool that I have them right there. We have the Primaris Infiltrators, another set of the Infiltrators, which is really good. There was one in the Prophecy of the Wolf. So now I have 2. Primaris Reavers, which I can turn into Hounds of Mordecai, because the Reavers aren't really good for anywhere else except for the Space Wolves. Space Wolves do have them, and they're really, really good. Same thing with Scouts. Scouts are above regular Blood Claws or your standard Space Marines in the Space Wolves. And the Hounds of Mordecai are special. So what we have here is 2 units right here, and I already have 1 for the Hounds of Mordecai. So I'd have 15 total if I count the ones that I have painted that I did for Warcry. I mean, Kill Team, sorry. And then we have an Invictor Tactical War Suit and another Transport Primaris Impulsor, which is replacing the Humble Rhino, I think. We'll put this on top of here. Okay, next we have the Agastus Strike Force. I remember when this came out around Christmas time. Had to get this sucker because it had the Brutalis Dreadnought. And the reason why I love the Brutalis Dreadnought, because I can do a Wolfie McWolferton Dreadnought out of him. Yeah, so that's why I like that guy. You have a Primaris Lieutenant here because we need lieutenants, and then a Heavy Intercessors and Desolation Marines. We have a squad of Heavy Intercessors and Desolation Squad, which, you know, people say that they have Nerf guns, but hey, you know what? They can shoot people from far away. That's all I care about right there. But I mean, even in the artwork, they don't look as big as they do on the model. Like on the model, they look redonkulously big, but they don't look as big on the artwork itself. So this is the Agastus Strike Force, getting some more of the boys into play here. And then we have the Shieldbreaker Strike Force right here. At this point, I didn't even know what came in here when I bought it. I just bought it because it was there. I don't know. This was such an impulse buy at this point. Well, I was at a low part of my life, so I just needed to comfort myself with Warhammer. Don't we all? Okay, Primaris Captain. We have a captain over here, which is really nice. More heavy intercessor, another squad of heavy intercessors. I think all my armies should have some heavy intercessors. We have some Blade Guard veterans, which is awesome. Elite. And I really like the one that's cleaning his blade with the flag of the Chaos flag. Like, let it wipe my blade with their blood. That's all they care about. We have some Assault Intercessors, 10 of those, which is really good. They're like the blood claws for your Space Wolves. More Primaris Intercessors. I could field an entire army of them. And a Storm Speeder Hellstrike, which the only thing I have a problem with that is that one Marine on the top that looks like they have guns on each side and will definitely go deaf, if not deaf already. Deef. So there's a lot of people in here in the Shield Breaker Strike Force. All right, let's put that on top right here and keep you safe. Okay. Let's talk about the Dark Imperium half over here. Now, there are two things in here. I'm going to talk about what comes in this box originally, and then we're going to talk about the Wake the Dead box. Actually, we should talk about the Wake the Dead first, maybe, and get that out of the way. So I did buy another box, Wake the Dead. I split it with somebody else, but it didn't have an actual physical box, so I kind of like snuck it into the Dark Imperium boxes. And what that has is 5 intercessors, which can be armed with 3 different variant bolt rifles, with options for 1 sergeant intercessor holding a combat knife and holding a bolt pistol, 18 heads, 6 pistol holsters, 5 ammunition grenade pouches, 3 combat scabbards, 2 signal grenade pouches, 2 bolt ammunition pouches are included, meaning a huge variety of customization. We have 5 Reavers in here. More Reavers with heavy bolt pistols, 6 bolt carbines, and 7 combat knights. So it's multi-kit. That's pretty cool. With the loadout options being the carbine pistol and bolt carbine pistols. All right, we have 10. We have feature grab chutes and 10 fins, which are included, 5 for each side of the Reaver's backpacks. 10 helmets, 10 top remove, 10 sergeant bear heads, 3 interceptors armed with either 2 plasma exterminators. So 3 interceptors come in here. 2 assault boat, different kind of element, okay. And then a Primaris lieutenant armed with a power sword and a bolt pistol. Okay, there it is. There it is. So we have 5 Reavers, 5 intercessors, 3 inceptors, and a Primaris lieutenant. And we're going to start with that. And then we have the contents of this Dark Imperium box, which for the Space Marines are one captain. I think it had that special armor in there with the big belly. We have 2 lieutenants, because we need lieutenants. We have 1 ancient, the banner bearer, 10 intercessors, 3 inceptors, and 5 hell blasters in this kit. All right, I'm not going to talk about because I had this before, and that's with the death card. All right. All right, we shall continue on. Cut. Alrighty, next up, the Leviathan box set. Gosh darn. I have Tyranids in here, although I don't own any Tyranids. So I think so that I don't have to bring this box back out again. I could say what's in the Tyranids box sets and as well. So it's a Neuroloids, Tyranid Prime, 3 Von Ryan Leapers, Psychophage, Screamer Killer, 10 Neurogons, 10 Termagons, 2 Ripper Swarms, and 5 Barbagons in this kit right here. And I think most of these are going to be used for a D&D campaign as some really nasty stuff, because I don't really play them, but I do have them in the box, and it'd be kind of cool to paint them up. All right, so let's get back to the main star of the show, which are right now the Primaris Space Marines. All right, so we have some Melta people going on here. I love that. So we have a captain in Terminator armor, librarian in Terminator armor, apothecary biologist, primaris lieutenant in Phobos armor, 5 Terminators, 5 Staring Guard veterans, 10 Infernus Marines, and a Ballistus Dreadnought right there. All the Dreadnoughts all the time. Alrighty, we got some stuff going on here. I'm going to put these boxes to make way for the Leviathan box set right there. Okay, and next up we have the Command Edition starter set right here, which I took the terrain out of. I think all of it? No. I think just the pipes. I didn't take the rest out of it, just the pipes, because I wanted to do all the pipes together. All right, so anyway, over here, what we have here is a Primaris Captain, 3 Outriders, 5 Assault Intercessors. And we'll get back on it with the Necrons, because I do have a Necrons force, so I'm going to leave this onto the side. But that's all they have over there. Some more Outriders. The Captain's pretty good, and Assault Terminators are always, I mean, Assault Intercessors are always a good thing. So I'm going to put that right there. Although that's going to make another appearance when I do my Necron side of things. And then, okay. The Indominus box set, because Command Edition wasn't enough. Where we have a captain, a lieutenant, a chaplain, a judicar. I like that they have a chaplain. Look at that. That's awesome. A chaplain, a judicar, which just looks like, yeah. Looks like a Age of Sigmar, really. We have a Blade Guard Ancient, another dude with another standard. We have 10 Assault Intercessors, 3 Blade Guard Veterans, 3 Outriders, and 3 Eradicators. Woo, that's a lot of stuff. Like their Eradicators, because they're heavies, right? So they take down tanks, which is pretty good. Pretty cool. Let's get this onto the side here, because really, it's getting a bit much. Don't fall on me. Don't fall on me. Falling in a mountain of Warhammer. That's something. All right. Keep in mind, we're only doing 40K in this video. I have Age of Sigmar. I'm going to have to take that back to self. So now let's talk a little bit about the terrain that is only 40K inspired and very, very much Space Marine, Planet Terra, Imperialis kind of terrain, which fits with the Space Marines. So we have the Basilicarium. Right here, where it has a huge, awesome statues and that gateway entryway, which I've always wanted ever since I think it came out for the first Kill Team, was it? Or Necromunda. I think it was Necromunda that it came out in, or something like that. I missed that deal, and I've always wanted one ever since. So we're going to get that. Talk about terrain. Let's see what else we have for the Imperium. The Sanctum. All right, so this is a big old church that get blown away for the most part over there, which is ginormous. This is a tall, big boy. This is a big muggins right here. Yeah, I'm gonna go build on that. So the Sanctum is pretty cool. And we have the Sector Imperialis Imperial Sector, which is 3 pieces of terrain, 3 very large pieces of terrain to make the Imperial Sector Imperial Sectory. So 3 Imperial Sector boxes of terrain. And finally, we have some tabletop terrain. And I like tabletop terrain because I went to Nova Open and I always love their showing there. And this is before I bought my own 3D printer. So had them 3D print the stuff out, and they do such a good job. You hardly ever see any of the layer lines. I wish I knew I wish they had their STLs, but they don't sell the STL, they sell the complete kit, which makes sense. You know, you want to have to make money here. So this is the first one here, and this is attached. This is a complete unit. Some kind of huge barrack sector. You can see how that's going to take up a lot of room on the battlefield. Very, very line of sight blocking. I'm going to put that to one side right there. We have a landing pad. So that's interesting there. We have a little landing pad. So I'll put that sucker right there. This is pretty cool. It has a little terminal on the side there. Very cool. Again, tabletop terrain. I need to paint them up. They said they wanted me to do box art for 2 years now, and I've dropped the ball on that. All right, we have some kind of generator over here. You could just pop into a corner somewhere. It looks really cool. Very Imperial Sector-y. That's a word now. So this is pretty cool. Great little component in addition to my battlefield. And of course, when it comes to this terrain, I'll paint them all up in one shot so I can all have the same vibe. All right, so next up is some kind of church, prayer facility. I mean, so they have the, not candelabras, they have the Jettison people, why can't I think of them? I will. But definitely pretty cool. It also looks like a manufactorum or something like this. Very Imperial Sector, very, very Planet Terra kind of thing here. And we're going to move that over and put that right there. And then we have these stacks, which technically go on here, but there's no really good way to attach these guys at tabletop terrain. You should really invest that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on something a little more stable. Maybe put them on 40mm bases and make them into little stacks that I could just throw onto the battlefield. So this way they're not tippy-overy like that. So I have 4 of those stacks with computer terminals on the bottom. So they could be like little objectives that you could put out on the field. Like you have to shut down each one of those computers in order to win the game or get victory points. We have generators. Actually, we have lots of different kinds of generators, which is always very, very cool to have on your terrain. Again, tabletop terrain coming in the clutch with that one right there. Very unique. Each one seems very unique. Everyone has their own little thing. There's 0 duplicates, which I love because it's very unique for the board. And this attaches to, I think, this here somewhere. So I'm going to put that on the side. All right, so, and then we have the bunkers. Here goes one bunker that you'd have people. Again, I could just put people inside here and just like put it on top and call it a day. I don't know if they'll do well with Primaris Marines, but there it is. We have the bunker, which is bunkerific. I don't even know what that is. So very, very cool here. And we have this other like pillbox right here. Raised pillbox that people go into. This is more Astra Militarum kind of thing, but you know, I figured I'll have it right there. Why not? Looks pretty cool, so I had to pick that up right there. Ah, yes, and here goes a command post. Really big thing. This could be the topper of possibly, I can see this being in Fenris, the entrance in Fenris. Yeah, I think that could be really, really cool to have that painted up there. If not, it'll be Dark Angels, I think. It cannot be Black Templar because they're a fleet-based army, so they're always crusading somewhere, but any place else, these would do. I haven't decided Dark Angels or Space Wolves. Those are the major ones right there. Alrighty, so that is everything when it comes to Loyalist Space Marines. Wow, that was a lot. I think we're going to get into the Chaos faction next, unless I get into other things. But I have to say, these are my biggest armies. I think that was my biggest right there. Of because there's so many different armies in here. I was like, put it all together because they're all just Spice Marines, and that's that. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with all this stuff? All right, so let's see what we're gonna have next. All right, so there was one more thing that I forgot. It was for my Space Wolves, and that is the Fenrisian Wolf Pack. I do have one of these that I need to paint up. And the last one did really well, so I don't know what kind of paint scheme I'm going to paint this up in, but it should be fun. All right, stop recording, baby. All right, it's time for the Chaos Legion. So far, we only had a Death Guard that we went over here on the side, but there's more. There is so much more. So let's start with the Jackals. I do have a set of Jackals. Now, these are pretty new, and I'm really excited when they came out with the World Eaters. I thought they're such a cool crew. I fell in love with the Primarch. Seriously, Angry Ron is the best. So here are some Jackals, which are absolutely epic, and you can actually, they have swords, and they don't even have guns. I don't see any guns on these. You know what that means? I can use them in D&D as like extreme cultists. This is going to be excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, I love these Jackals. They're amazing. All right, so we're gonna add the Jackals, and I put them onto the side right there. And then, of course, you gotta have some 8-bound. You gotta have some 8-bound. I don't have too many 8-bounds. I just have 2 boxes of 8-bounds, so that means 6. That means I can build them from 2 different kind of build system here. They have 2 different ones, one with a mask and different looks. You see on the back there, it has 2 different looks to it, and I can get both of those kind of looks, so this way they don't look so samey, which is awesome. I love it when my models are unique. I love that it has a Space Marine head as a trophy. Oh, wonder which Space Marine Legion I'm going to put in for that, or paint it as for that head. All right, so we're gonna get the World Eaters Legion over here, and we have, what was? Khorne Berserkers. Go berserk on you. All right, Khorne Berserkers over here, they do have pistols, so I'm not sure I can use them in D&D, but excellent on the field. And it's an exercise in painting red. I like that, since I don't have any Blood Angels, and actually I don't have any desire to paint Blood Angels. They're a cool faction. Their sculpts are, to me, uninspired. However, I do like Sanguinius, and if he were to return somehow, even though he's just dead, right? He's gone. But it would be really, really cool to have that. Okay, so next, the big man himself, Angry Ron. The reason why I started World Eaters, because this bad boy right here, I love Demon Primarchs. I love Primarchs in general. I think they're just so cool. And there's so many things that you can do with this. And he has a bronze armor, and that's, you know, to me, the way he's painted here is kind of uninspired. I might do non-metallic metal gold or something really, really extreme for Angry Ron over here. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Angron, if you kill him, he can come back. And, you know, having this bad boy coming in and charging at you and killing everything and doing this, and then having him come back after you kill him, really bad. Giving Lucius Eternal vibes, I think, in a way. Although Lucius Eternal is like, I don't know, he's not really good at fighting. All right, so next up, we have the World Eaters Combat Patrol. Okay, now we're talking. We have more Jackals. 10 Jackals, so that brings the count up to 20 Jackals. Let's make that 30 Jackals because I have another Combat Patrol World Leaders box. There it is. So we have two of these suckers right here. We have Lord on Juggernaut. I don't see any alternate scope. Maybe there's a variant, one with the helmet, one without. Of course, I got to build both so they can be unique. And of course, we have some Khorne Berserkers coming in over here. So 30 Khorne Berserkers, 30 Jackals, and two Lords on Juggernaut right here for you. So that comes more World Eater stuff. Always good. I get angry just looking at it. That's their spiel. All right, so let the galaxy burn here. Next one is Chaos Space Marines. These are the general factions here. This is the boarding patrol box right there. Came out at Arcs of Omen. Angron is recommended with this. You have a variant leader, which is a girl over here, and Chaos Cultists, which are awesome. I love Cultists. They're so much fun. They don't have any shirts on, so I'm going to have to practice skin and various skin tones, even a purplish deadish skin and brown skin and light skin and ghostly pale skin, all kinds of skin. We have Abaddon, the spoiler, Abaddon. He has a switch on the back that can be Abadoff. No, it's just Abaddon. So we have those, and we have Legionaries in the back right there. I wonder if, I haven't really looked at them. I wonder if they're Primaris size. That would be good if they had some, scale creep, and then I get the bigger ones, because if not, and they get replaced, I'm going to be sad face. But still, there it is. Primaris size, or I don't think they don't have Primaris, but I think Primaris is going to happen to Chaos Space Marines too if they're not larger scale as is. So I think all of them are going to be replaced because money grab. All right. Next up, instead of Abaddon, I can have Be'lakor, the Master of the Dark over here, Slaves of Darkness for AOS, but you can also use him in Warhammer 40k. So, at some point, I'm going to do my Age of Sigmar pile of shame, backlog, pile of inspiration, whatever you want to call it. He's going to appear, since he comes in both, he's going to appear in both. Now, I didn't do the Daemons of Nurgle, though. I don't know. I felt like including Be'lakor in this one. So there it is. There it is. I have enough Nurgle stuff. I have enough Death Guard stuff not to include, some great unclean ones, but I have like two of those. But you're going to see it in the AOS box. And if you want to see my AOS Age of Sigmar collection, give me 10 likes. If I get 10 likes on this video, I'm going to do all this for my Age of Sigmar collection right here. 10 likes is all it takes. Please. Thanks. All right, so that being said, let's get some more leaders. I do have a Warp Smith over here. Looks pretty cool. There is a variant, which kind of makes me, well, I don't like the one with the helmet, but the weapon option is interesting. I might do a magnetized version, which I'm not really known to do magnetized versions of stuff. But I might do a magnetized version so I can have the weapon option. I don't know. I'm going to throw that in here. All right, next up, we have some Accursed Cultists. That's right. Now, there's only one variant of these, and they look hecka cool, but there's only one variant of these, so I don't want to field like 10 octopus arm guy, 10 demon coming out of my back guy, 10 dragon looking guy. Like, I don't want to do that because it's going to be exactly the same over and over and over again. So I only got one unit of this because it looks cool and it's a painting exercise. So there is that. All right, let's see if we can get this schmithen in there. And of course, we're going to have, can't do that, the Bale Fleet Battle Force from the Arcs of Omen. I got really excited when the Arcs of Omen came out, as you can tell. And I had to get the new Daemon Prince, I'm sorry. We have the Possessed over here, which is pretty cool. I can go with the Cursed Cultist as well. We have the Chaos Terminator Squad. I wonder, again, if these are the old sprues or did they update them to the point where they're like Primaris size or the bigger Chaos Terminators. It would be cool if they were the bigger one, because I'm afraid that, I'll paint all these up and then they're just going to scale creep on me. And that would be sad. All right, and we have a Hell Drake, my only Hell Drake right here. Not to be confused with the Singer Drake. I don't think he comes from that plane or realm. Just saying. Okay. And next up for my Chaos Space Marines is the Shadow Spear. Now, Shadow Spear over here, I don't think I did it for my regular Marines. I didn't do that. Oh my goodness, I missed something. All right, so I'm going to go retro, put this in for the Marines because it has suppressors, and I think those are eliminators. Let me see. We have, for the Marine side, a Captain in Phobos armor. Pretty cool. I think that's my second one, so I can sell one. Librarian in Phobos armor. He's a contemplative person there. Lieutenant in Phobos armor. And we got the lieutenant going on here. I'm trying to spot where the lieutenant is. I think that's that one with the, if you turn the miniature upside down, it looks like a face on his head. I think that's so much fun. We have 3 suppressors, 3 eliminators, and 10 infiltrators. Okay, suppressors, eliminators, infiltrators. Okay, and we got the, well, I don't want to call them the snipers, right? Okay, so there it is. Pretty cool. Oh, let's get back to Chaos. For the Chaos side of this box here, we have 1 Master of Possession, 1 Venom Crawler, and I think this is basically the combat patrol for the Chaos Space Marines. That's why I didn't buy a combat patrol, because it's all here. Venom Crawler, 2 Obliterators. Nice. We have 2 Greater Possessed, which I see them with their funky hands and claws and stuff. And we have 10 Chaos Space Marines. All right, more just rank and flank right there, rank and flank. Cool stuff there. Shadow Spear. Okay, so there it is, Chaos Space Marines. Now it's time for Tzeentch. Thousand Sun. It started off with Ahriman, the one that his rubric changed all the space change or the warp change for the Thousand Suns, and he did a spell, and the spell made them all basically automaton and dust inside their armor because their physical body turned into dust. Way to go, Ahriman. Way to go. That being said, this looks like a fun miniature to paint. There's a lot of details in here that look absolutely amazing, and Thousand Suns versus Space Wolves are a thing because they burnt Prospero and all. We have some Rubric Marines. There's 10 Rubric Marines and 10 more Rubric Marines and 10 more Rubric Marines and 10 more Rubric. We have 40 Rubric Marines. Let's go. Let's go, infantry. There's not too much to the Thousand Suns army. They don't really have a lot of miniatures, so you have to get multiple boxes of the same thing. And I don't think I have enough Rubric Marines, so why don't we get, oh no, there's not there. Ooh, does this have it? Maybe. Yes, it does. Okay, so let's get the Court of the Crimson King. Yes. The reason why I started really collecting Thousand Suns is because of this box right here. So this box came in, and Magnus the Red came in a Christmas box. And this is before everybody even knew that Primarchs could come into Christmas boxes. Like, now we have Primarchs coming in Christmas boxes that sell 10 minutes after they release. This was back in the day where you can wait until they get scalped on eBay and actually get a deal on them. All right, in any case, you do have Magnus the Red here with 3 heads, which you only use the 1 head with the 1 blinking eye. Nobody uses, I've never seen the Cyclop head, the one in the middle. It's kind of weird. Yeah, no, it looks like he was a little constipated in that picture. Actually, it looks constipated in all the pictures over here in his head, just saying. Those wings are amazing. I love things with big wings. Things and wings are amazing. All right, Court of the Crimson Court comes with 3 Exalted Sorcerers. More Rubric Marines, which make it 50 Rubric Marines. We just have a blog of infantry just slowly coming up to the board. This is pretty cool. The Exalted Sorcerers are amazing, simply because they have variants to them. So that means, something broke. They have variants to them, so I can actually get different heads and stuff like that, things screaming, all kinds of grublins and goodies like that. I'm gonna get the thing that fell. What is it that fell? I think it is... Ah, yes. Good old Combat Patrol. Zangors. There's a lot of Zangors. Games Workshop loves their Zangors. They do. They have 20 Zangors over here with the upgrade crew, so you can give them pistols. But Zangors, right. Of all the Gors, Zangors are the one that survived. I think all the other ones got, Beastmen and stuff like that. They kind of got axed. But Zangors... They're Zangors, man. I have some of them, but I have a lot more infantry than that, than I do have Zangors. I'm not a friend. I don't know how many times did I say Zangor in this. Zangor. Okay, I just had to do that. I'm going to put like a counter or something. All right. We have an Infernal Master, and we have, which looks pretty cool, got the magic whoosh and some weird-looking manta rays coming out of it. I do not have any of the manta rays, like those little funky things. I'm not a big fan of those. I'm not a big fan of the blue horrors and pink horrors and all the other horrors, because they look a little silly to me and I don't want to kind of paint them. I don't know, that's just me. But again, I collect because it's the rule of cool for me. If I think it's something I would want to paint, then I want to build it, and then I'll figure out if it has rules, which it usually does. All right, we have Scarab Occult Terminators over here, which is really, really cool. I like them so much, I got another box of Scarab Assault Terminators. They look really cool. I don't see much of a variant aside from their weapon. So they have a Soul Reaper cannon or a heavy warp flamer that they can do right there. You can include a power sword or a force stave for an option there, for an optional assembly on Occult Sorcerer. So we can definitely do that and mess around with a little bit of change. See what I did there? The Lord of Change. All right. I wonder if the Lord of Change can give me 2 10s for a 20. What do you think? All right, in any case, there it is, my Chaos Space Marines. All right, so I was wrong when it comes to doing the Thousand Suns. I do have another one over here, some more Zangors. In fact, I have here in the box set Hexfire, I have the Infernal Master, yet another one, so that means I can sell an Infernal Master, which is good, or I can commission it, so if you need an Infernal Master, let me know. And then we have Zangor Shaman, which is always fun. That's pretty cool. I don't have any of those. And we have 5 Scarab Occult Terminators, making that 3 units of Scarab Occult Terminators. Perfect, actually. And then 10 Zangors, so making it 20 Zangors that I have over there. All right, so that is it for the Chaos Space Marine side. But this box lends itself to the next issue. The next army, we are here again, the next army is going to be, dun dun dun, you guessed it, Grey Knights. And Grey Knights in this box set here has the Castellan Crow, which has scale crept. Pretty cool, has a demon sword that he has to fight every time, but he's so incorruptible that it doesn't bother him. I mean, it does. We have a Nemesis Dread Knight, the baby carrier, aka, and 10 Grey Knight Purifiers. Now, the Purifiers over here, Grey Knights, they're the little Marines. I always wanted to paint Grey Knights without really collecting Grey Knights. So what I did was I bought one of these combat patrol for the Grey Knights, and in that combat patrol, you can see we have another baby knight. I'll put this on the side here. We're losing space. Turn around. All right, so we have this combat patrol of the Grey Knights. Try to do this while I do this. Okay, good. What we have is a Grey Knight squad. Sounds good. Grey Knights Brotherhood Terminator squad as well. Terminators. A Grey Knights Brotherhood Librarian. More magic thing. And another baby character, another baby carrier, aka the Nemesis Dread Knight, which has 3 options here. We have the Inferno, I guess the Pyroblast, a lot of infantry shooting gun, and you can change out the Stormhammer for a nice big power sword. So there are some options, which is cool. And I don't know, it looks like I can magnetize the 3 weapon options for the gun. And possibly it looks like I can magnetize the hand so I can have all the weapons whenever I want to switch in and out. Since I have very little of this force, I can just, pretty much knock them out really quickly and have all the variants and spend that time to put the variants in there. All right, that is it for the Grey Knights. Let's move on to some, what do we got here? Oh, the Golden Boys, the Banana Heads, aka the Adeptus Custodes. On this box set over here, we have Sisters of Silence. I like this box so much, I got 2 of them. All right. So that means we have 20 Sisters of Silence here. The Virtuous Praetors, which are the jet bikes, which I love. I love the jet bikes. Okay, so I have 2 units right here of jet bikes, being 6 jet bikes. We have the Custodian Guard. We have 2 units of those. We have a Shield Captain and a Vitruvius Praetor. I don't know if you need 2 of them. I think you might. I'm not sure. If I don't, again, I can do a commission, and or I could just sell it. So if you're interested in a commission by moi, let me know. I would love to paint stuff up in my collection and share the joy with others. Okay, let's get some more custodians here. The Watchers of the Gates. I love this Christmas box over here, which has... There's not too much for the custodians. Like, if you got to go Forge World, if you want to do all this stuff. And some of the tanks are pretty cool, but I'm not spending Forge World money for custodians. Okay, in any case, there it is. Optional assembly. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, so this is the Virtuous Praetors. So 3 units of Virtuous Praetors so far. We have the Custodians Alarus Custodians. I don't know what they are. They look like Terminators, but they're big baddies. Let's go. It's all about their guns that have swords on them. And then we have Trion Valoris. I'm probably butchering that. Trion Valoris, which should be the head honcho for the Adeptus Custodes. And then we have over here a Custodian Guard, which is always good. Yeesh, we have the Guard. We have 2 units of the Guards, making that 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We have 15 Guard members. That's great. So 3 little squads right there. That's awesome. And that is enough to field an army of custodians, I think. Yeah, they don't have any tanks. You're welcome, by the way. All right. Okay, so next up we have Necrons. Nick over at Edic Beer. Here we go. All right, so we have here a combat patrol of Necrons. We have a Night Scythe, which is, I think, one of my favorite flyers for the Necrons. It just looks cool, in my opinion. Is my favorite. That half moon thing always turned me it flims my flams. And Jimmy's my jams. We have the Overlord. I don't know, I think that's a random Overlord. We have the Immortals. We have Death Marks. And we have Tomb Blades. So I picked that one up. That's pretty cool. I only have one box of that. I really don't have that many Necrons. I mean, you would have to count these starter boxes as well. So I have 2 starter boxes. I have Indominus, and then I have the Combat box. The 2 starter boxes, they both have Necrons and the Necron Scythe. And my dear, could you pass me those 2 boxes right there? It's the one behind the Leviathan and the one in front of Leviathan on the right-hand side. So while I'm doing this, you can pass. My lovely wife is going to pass me that. All right, I have the Void Dragon, which is a lot of fun. Looks like a lot of fun to paint, which is going to be absolutely epic to do. So we have those right there for the Necrons. Okay, so it's the command box, and the one in front, and then behind the Leviathan box is another one. So thank you. All right, so next up, what we're going to have here, well, this is Terrain, Convergence of Dominion, which looks like a fun thing to paint. That's epically awesome. We're going to do that right there. Of course, we have the Command Edition over here as well for the Necrons. So this one has 1 Overlord, 10 Necron Warriors, 3 Scorptex Destroyers, 1 Plasma Scythe. We have 3 Canoptic Scarab Swarms as well for the Command Edition. And of course, we have the Indominus box set, which will include 1 Overlord, Royal Warden, Plasmancer, Scorpek Lord, 20 Necron Warriors, 20 Crypt Thralls, 3 Scorptek Destroyers, Canoptic Plasma Scythe, Canoptic Reanimator, and 6 Canoptic Scarab Swarms. So we have all that for my Necron force. Necrons! Oh, wait, we're not done yet. We also have to have Serek the Silent King is back. And boy, oh boy, this pretty amazing miniature that I am going to have a great time painting. I don't have any Catans in my army, but definitely the centerpiece for my Necron force. Then I have the Boarding Patrol Necrons. It's not a lot of Necrons, just a couple of Necrons. We have the Necron Warriors here, a Triarch Praetorians, and of course we have the Ophidian Destroyers, which is really cute. Really cute. All right, so there it is. I have the Boarding Patrol for that as well. And then finally, the Monolith. This thing looks really cool, so I can't wait to get my gribbly hands on these things and do it to it. There's so many little details in here and so many things like the Necron Warrior coming out of it that it's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. All right, so not a lot of Necrons, but you know, a decent amount. A couple of points there. All right, now we're going to go into the last army of my 40K only. Again, I have a lot of boxes for Age of Sigmar as well. But 40K only, what we have here is the big boys. The Chainbreaker Lance, we have Imperial Knights. Now I already have this Knight Preceptor with Hector. Sir Hecnator. I already built him. So I have a thing for knights, and I like to, you know, get mismatched. I like having fun with knights. So I have a Space Wolf knight. I have Sir Hector over here, his knight. And then, of course, you're going to have the 2 Armigers on the side. I like this box so much that I got 2 of them. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here. There's some more. Chainbreaker Last. That means 2 more Armigers armigers. Well, 4 more armigers, right? It says 4 armigers here, then 4 more armigers here. So that's 8 armigers. Armigers. All right, there it is. I had to say it. And 2 knights going into that one. And then let's get a little old school here and get the Renegade box set for the Imperial Knights. That's right. Now, I already built one of these, I think. So I'm going to have to open that up and find out if I built one of these, the Renegade Knight sets. I know I built the terrain, so I'm just going to open this up. And this actually has its own game, which maybe my wife and I would play. All right. Yeah, I got 1 knight in here, this big box. I should consolidate this box and do that knight. We'll see. So I have another knight here, so 3 knights, 8 armigers. All right. Finally, the last box. I'm sure my wife is very happy to hear that right there. The last glorious box is going to be yet another knight, because we got to have that. So I have 2 knights built, 3, 4, 5, 6, because this is a Knight Castellan. So I have 6 Knight Titans and another set of armigers. All right, making that 8, 10. I have 10 armigers. It's a full force of knights. I have my knight army. So cool. Okay, so this, ladies and gentlemen, this right here, this gloriousness over here is my 40K backlog. We've reached the end. If you want to see my also insane Age of Sigmar backlog, I just need 10 likes. Give me 10 likes. I'm not asking for much. Doesn't cost a thing. And I'll put another video of doing this and put the torture on my poor wife. She has to deal with this. I gotta get these back into the closet. But in the end of all this, I need your help. Tell me which army I should build next out of all the armies that I do. I want your opinion down in the comments below, and if you stuck around for this long, bless you. Sharing is the kindest thing you can do for the channel. It helps it grow. You can press the like, and then you hit the bell notification, which is that's the real subscribe button, because then you actually get notifications. And let me know what you think I should tackle. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Wait a second, I forgot something. That's right, you guessed it. I added to my Tau army. It's not really done, is it? Sweetheart, can you pass me the Tau? I knew there was too much space on this desk. You thought it was over, right? I thought it was over, to be honest. It's right there. Right there. Just like scoot it over. You can push it over, maybe. That is as bad as, it's exactly as bad as it sounds. Surprise ending. All right. Are you ready? My wife is getting the terrain that fell on the floor. What is going on here? All right. So let's get ready for the last one. The Supremacy armor for the Tau. I bought it this Nova Open with all the options. I bought it this Nova Open. This was not part of my original Tau project, so this is brand new. I bought Tau because I figured I always wanted to build the Supremacy armor, so there it is. I'll lay it down over here. Forge World, I did pay Forge World stuff. Oh, I'm being passed terrain. I 3D printed some terrain, but heck, that counts as well because we've been doing terrain anyway for the Tau. This was actually all free, which is amazing. So if you have a 3D printer, check out Tau Terrain, free, and there it is. I go with Cults 3D. So we're gonna do that right there. There's that. And there is, okay. This thing's fiddly. All right, we have another command center for the Tau over here. Whoa, boy. What is that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right, so here we have some more stuff, which is pretty cool. We have a tower, and I'm going to paint this up for the channel. My last homage for the Tau. Another generator over here. Okay, now here's the last box. Oh my goodness. The twists and turns, the drama you get on the miniatures paintbrush. This is all the ifs, ands, or buts, and everything in between. So, I don't own, goodness, this thing is so big. It is the Kill Team Hivestorm over here with the Vespid Stingwings, and I have Tempestus Aquilons, which is the only thing I'll have. But they needed new Vespid, and they finally came out with it, so I had to get it. I'll put this over here. Oh, goodness. And finally, yes, this time for real, finally, the Kroot Hunting Pack, which I have here. I don't have any Kroot, so I really wanted to include the Kroot. So the Kroot over here has one Kroot War Shaper, Kroot Flesh Shaper, Kroot Rider, Krootox Rider, 3 Krootox Rampagers, 20 Kroot Carnivores. So there it is. And that, now, finally, that really is that really is the end of it. Okay, well, if you join me for over here, bless you. You're amazing. And if your dog is watching, bless it. If your kids are watching, bless them. Bless your family. And I need help. Tell me what you think I should do next. I think maybe I should just finish the the Tau and just be over with it. What do you think? All right. Should I get the chainsword that I 3D printed? That's for another video. Stay tuned. All right. That being said, paint every miniature to increase at least one skill, and may your backlog may your backlog get ever smaller.